Who's gonna pay for Netflix to go see Joe and Jada? Who?
Playing devil's advocate,
You listen.
but I don't
You
want to
ask
dwell on
a,
that too long.
listen. You ask a question,
Yeah,
and you ask a question based off of content
right.
and these sections. Now you want the watered down version?
You can't coin the dirt, Haas. You can't coin the dirty section. Then they get a little wave, and then you like, now you're sending them to the unemployment. How you gonna do them like that?
You can't disown them. You can't disown them, Haas. You can't say,
Listen, see,
Nah, they hating on New York. No, that's that individual. And this individual then kind of manipulate and trick y'all whole backyard.
peace. Well, it's the homie Timbo, man. Welcome to another episode of the Round Table. Now, it's been a while. We've been inactive, but we back. And we got some shit. We got a lot up our sleeves in store for y'all in 2026. So we want y'all to please subscribe, like, share, comment, engagement. It's all about engagement. 2026 is the year of engagement. So let's engage. So introduce yourself to the people, fellas.
y'all already know the rules. When you come in my house, take off your shoes and super violate that like button. Y'all already know who it is. Hassan Campbell in the building.
Pop-A-Lot, mob ties.
But now recently, Fat Joe referred to the dirty section as bums. Now we're gonna get right to it. We're gonna get to the elephant in the room, no pun intended. But this is what we're gonna do. He recently referred to the dirty section as bums. He said one guy in particular is the king of the bums. Now, although he didn't say no names, I want to ask the panel, starting with you, Hassan, what are your thoughts on Joe's comments?
Well, you know, for a nigga that act like he's up there with the elite, which he is, he's up there with the elite. He acts like he don't see what's going on in the underworld, right? But he does. He's been paying attention, and it made him sick in his stomach to see, like he called us AM radio, trying to switch over to FM radio. But the truth of the matter is Joe's ego. His ego was way too big because I had over 1 billion streams before I deleted. Y'all know I lost my monetization. And in order for me to get my monetization back, I believed that I had to delete all my videos because they wouldn't tell me which video was offensive. So I didn't want to play the game of not getting my monetization back. I just scrapped the whole channel. So I had over 1 billion streams when he wasn't getting no views, sitting up there doing this little podcast on Instagram, trying to make it. Everything he did on his own, he flopped. He had to put somebody else and stand somebody else next to him. So when you sit up there, you talk about switching over to AM, FM radio, nigga, you just came over to YouTube. And for me, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I don't care about niggas talking about Netflix. I don't care about being on Netflix because you know why? People don't watch Netflix to watch content creators. So when you go over to Netflix thinking that you got you some deal and you sign the contracts with them, and then when they see your views is not adding up to those movies over there, they're gonna scrap you.
But you don't think I think Netflix may be showing dudes the money right now. I don't know how they go on as far as the residuals and everything, but that seems to be what everybody's aspiring for now because they see it can happen. You know, we're not talking about
who's everybody. Hold up. Who's everybody? Name me one of the top 10 YouTubers that's over there on Netflix. Casanat? What are we talking about? What Speedo?
Speed.
Is he over there?
These is youngsters that these ain't no rappers, they ain't no entertainers. These is youngsters like the
No, but the question is, are they over there on Netflix? No, they not.
Nah.
You know why? Because YouTube is paying more than Netflix. So Netflix might be opening up a door to try to get content creators over there, but there hasn't been anything proven where you see that there's a big actual check. Now, when you see Fat Joe and Jadakiss going over there, all right, so now we talking about two rappers that's been in the game for over 30 years. So, okay, Netflix might be looking like, okay, we seeing something big over here, but the truth of the matter is, I don't think Jadakiss and Fat Joe numbers on YouTube is good enough to be on Netflix. And now when you going over there as a streaming platform, right? Instead of just being movies. I watch Netflix to chill. I'm not getting on Netflix to see them niggas gossip. I can do that on YouTube. Who's gonna pay for Netflix to go see Joe and Jada? Who? Niggas want to see these niggas rap. Nobody wants to hear these niggas really talk about that. How many lies you think people gonna pay for to see Fat Joe do?
I mean, you might have a point, but Netflix sees something. They're not over there. They're not looking in that sector for nothing. To me, it's profit. They see that this shit is going to be big business. They looking at future. They're not looking at next month. Whatever Netflix is doing, whatever their calculations, they just is projections, what they project this shit to be. So I'm assuming that Netflix is going to be heavily financially invested in this sector because that's where everything is turning. What you guys think about that? Pop, let's start with you, Pop.
Well, I'm thinking now a lot of that is from the traction, like Hassan said, that's going on YouTube. So it's hard to not pay attention to those podcasts popping up everywhere. But as far as a big, like lucrative bag, we all know that if it was something like, they got a $40 million deal, we're going to hear about something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I think Netflix kind of pays you to license it a certain amount. They got to see who is going to tune on to Netflix. So let me go watch something that I can see on YouTube.
Hash, you want to rebuttal that? You want to add to it?
No, the brother's that he's right. I mean, for me, I wouldn't want to be the first content creator over there on Netflix. I want to be excited about that because niggas is acting like Netflix is something more special than YouTube. YouTube is big dog, whether niggas like it or not. They trying to make Netflix seem like it's filet mignon. It's not for the content creators. Nobody has ever cut a bigger check than YouTube for content creators. I just, for me, all I ask for YouTube to do is stop suppressing our numbers in the section because anybody with eyes can see that they're coming over here, and they're suppressing our numbers and they're boosting these dudes' numbers, and I don't like it. Let's play fair now. Some of these dudes, I don't know if they got sponsors, and these sponsors is behind the scenes having talks with Leo or whoever they talking with. But the reality of it is, just don't come over here and sabotage what we doing because I can give you examples. I watched Poetic Flacco get 100 to 200,000 views every video a day. And overnight, within the blink of an eye, this dude is barely getting 30 and 40,000 views. I watched Anton Daniel get 200 and 300,000 views a day on every video, making $174,000 in a month off of YouTube. And then overnight, the numbers are being suppressed. And now you see him doing 10,000 on this video, 30,000 on that video. That's not his numbers. I went live last month. I had 23,000 people in attendance watching my live. The next week after that, I did another live. I had 13,000 people in the building. They snatched both of those lives down while I was live. After that, I could barely get 2,000 people in the building. Why are you readjusting my page?
Wow.
What you think, Pop?
Well, I heard a lot about that, about YouTube kind of playing funny games with the numbers. Hassan kind of broke it down even deeper than what I heard, but I heard like they backshadowing certain pages and hiding certain pages. I had plenty of subscribers saying, "Hey, I didn't get the notification," so I don't know what's in it for them to boost those channels or boost certain channels, but I definitely see the trickle down affecting a lot of channels, across YouTube. So I'm almost like Haas. I wonder, like that seemed pretty suspicious.
A lot of podcasters, right? They getting major deals. A lot of rap podcasters are getting major deals. We talking Netflix, Underdog, Prize Picks. You know what I mean? Black Effects. There's so many platforms that's just throwing money out right now. Why do you think the dirty section ain't being offered these same type of deals and they kind of selective picking who they like? Is the dirty section bad for business? And if so, what could be done to clean it up and kind of, because we had the Jerry Springer show, we had Ricky Lake, we had Steve. People tune in for chaos. So a lot of the platforms that's into that, there's a big audience for that. I was saying, my question was, how do we clean it up? But do we not let it clean up and let it be what it is? Because there's an audience for everything.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? When I named it the dirty section,
So you crowned that term.
it
That's you.
was
That's you. You crowned that phrase.
I named niggas the dirty section because I was being disrespectful
Okay.
because niggas was filthy. Niggas was a bunch of filthy niggas that came home from jail didn't even know which direction the niggas was going in, and everybody wanted the shot at the title. Everybody that came into that dirty
Man, put an
section,
address or something, man. Who we talking about here, man?
it's too many of them cockroaches. It's way too many of them cockroaches. But at one point in one time or whatever the case is, like I told niggas, China and Harlem came up under the dirty section, but them niggas is like they see you can't call them the dirty section no more because these niggas they elevated and crushed that concept, which I'm proud of them for being able to do that because a lot of dudes wasn't able to grow even with Zip. You see what I'm saying? Even with Zip, he came a long way, but his ego is still got him levitating higher than what he is because I don't care who you are or what you are. Don't never ever sit up there and try to discredit or diss anybody in these YouTube streets that got themselves a YouTube plaque and you niggas ain't got one. You see what I'm saying? This nigga was it mouth is his mouth is crazy and he tries to sell himself like he's the top dog, but you can't do that without that YouTube plaque. I don't like you're not for one when some dudes will sit up there and say, "Oh, Hassan Campbell numbers fell off." My numbers are still better than yours.
But
When you
now
sit up there
in
and you
Zip
say Hassan,
defense, let me say
when you
this. Let me
say
say this
Hassan
in
Campbell
Zip
fell
defense.
off, well, hold up. But when you say Hassan Campbell fell off, match your check next to my check. If YouTube had to pick who was going to go on or who he was going to fire, who you think brings them in more money?
Zip came out of nowhere. A lot of guys came out of nowhere. China and
No,
them
we didn't.
came,
No,
well,
no, no,
no,
we
I'm
didn't. No,
just
we
saying
didn't.
as far
No, we didn't.
as
I
breaking
introduced him.
through. It seemed like they
No,
broke
no, he
through.
didn't. No, he didn't break through. I broke him through. I held his hand, bring him in. He didn't just come out here and start doing content. The same way me and you brought Charleston White onto YouTube was the same way I brought Zip onto YouTube, and I was doing stream yards every night, pulling the nigga up. So I pushed my audience on him. He didn't have
Okay.
to get it through the mud, my nigga.
Right, but this is what I'm saying. Let me play devil's advocate for a second. My whole thing is he's broken through. He's showing that having a YouTube plaque and having this, if being on Netflix or getting next to these big platforms was his goal, it seems that he's achieved that. And now it seems like what does it mean to have a YouTube plaque? What does that mean? Because we got dudes that's busting moves, circumventing that and getting the popularity and the shit that some platforms have been working on for years, but haven't able to garner that. His personality has pushed him to where he's at now, to where
Where
it's
is
like,
he?
what does having a YouTube plaque really mean?
Hold up. Where is he? If you go to hold up. If you
Talk
go
about
to his
listening.
YouTube page, if you go to his YouTube page and you look at his views, I don't even think he has 5 million views for all the years he's been on YouTube. What the fuck is you talking about, my nigga? All you doing, you telling me he's a popular skit nigga on Instagram where he's a popular 60-second nigga. He has not reached the plateau to even be amongst the elite on YouTube. Sometimes niggas got to stop hyping niggas up and making them think they more bigger than what they are. The nigga's a little fish. He's a little fry. That's why when Fat Joe said even the dirty section, they didn't want to see the king of this shit. He made it clear who the king was. They didn't want to see the king elevate. They didn't want to see him come out of the dirty section. They didn't want to see him running around. Niggas seen me with Mace and almost died. Niggas seen me back on Vlad again. Back on Vlad again with Tony Yayo, Harlem legend China Brim, and had a spiritual heart attack. Niggas made a video every single day, hating and hating to the point to where that Fat Joe had to respond to it. The hate and the jealousy and the sweat. You know why? Because success breeds envy, and that nigga has not yet reached nowhere near where I've reached in these YouTube streets. Sitting on somebody's platform on Netflix, what the hell that mean? I had steak and lobster with Mace, talking about deals that didn't go through because I wasn't going to take that little bit of money. I sat down and had conversations with Tony Yayo talking about deals. There's a difference between the niggas sitting up there saying, "Oh, let's get to that," in a comment section, than the nigga actually pulling up and sitting down. I sat down with Tasha K, my nigga. Did an interview with her. She had to have me on her platform. I sat down with Adam 22. He had to have me on his platform. I sat down with Vlad before I sat down with China Brim and Harlem Legend. We talking about the elite. We talking about the best of the best. Me and you sat down with Charleston White, whether it was a StreamYard or not, in the beginning and created history with the nigga. So when you sitting back and you talking about,
we had some epic lives with y'all too, for
sure. You talking about the accolades of a nigga. I sat down with academics, Tekashi 69 and Wack 100, and made history at a time when niggas was still scared to death of Wack 100. I'm the reason why niggas is not scared of Wack no more, because of the beef that we went through. At that point in time when he was running around with Big U, niggas was scared to death to even mention his name. Now, years come along, everybody plays monkey see, monkey do, anything and everything that I think they try to do. But the truth of the matter is, if you really the hottest of the hottest amongst the elite up here, you're going to see the best of these channels reaching out for these niggas, and you don't see them doing that with them. See, a lot of the times, what niggas don't tell you that they be doing, Hassan Campbell has never, ever, ever creeped up in the DM of any of these rappers and asked them to shout me out and said, let's get to that. These niggas be sitting up like Zip. You would have thought Zip was my girlfriend the way he was in my DM, my nigga.
All right, but look.
That's how I met him.
Right. I don't want to turn this into a bad Zip shit, because I don't have no issue with Zip. You know what I'm saying? Zip. I don't got no issues. Your issue is Zip.
Listen. Nah.
I'm just giving some pushback, just playing devil's advocate. But I don't want to dwell on that too long. Listen,
you asked a question.
Yeah.
And you asked a question based off of content in these sections. Now, you want the watered down version, or you want me to give you the raw and uncut truth? We can't.
I want you to give me the raw and uncut, of course.
Yeah. So you can't sit up there trying to save a nigga when I'm sitting up there trying.
Right. But it ain't about saving him. It ain't about saving him, because he don't need me to save him.
Listen. You gotta understand.
Don't want to turn into
listen. You gotta understand. Listen. It's not. Nigga. Everybody that needs to be, the truth needs to come out. I'm not sparing nobody. You just making it prolong and trying to save the nigga.
All right. So
that's all you doing.
All right. So this is what we'll do. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna move on to the next question. And you say you coined the phrase the dirty section. Now the dirty section is lit. It's popping now. You got the light is shined on it now. I hate to say y'all, because I rock with people from the quote unquote dirty section. I just kind of stay out the mix because I don't got the temperament for the messy shit. So I try to stay out that mix and just create content. Some people thrive off creating conflict. That ain't what we do over here. You yourself as well. The light is on, y'all. What y'all gonna do? You got to bust a move. You don't shit. You gonna get shit or get off the pot? What we doing, huh? What you think the next wave is gonna be?
Listen, man. I mean, the next wave is going to be niggas at the unemployment line. That's the next wave. This is the end of the road. Niggas is being canceled. Niggas is going to be at the unemployment line looking and trying to figure out how to eat.
You can't coin the dirt, Haas. You can't coin the dirty section. Then they get a little wave, and then you like, now you're sending them to the unemployment. How you gonna do them like that?
You can't disown them. You can't disown it, Haas.
Listen. See, it's not me that's doing that. It's the system. First of all, you got to understand something, right? The content coming from this section is starting to get tacky. And you got a lot of millionaires starting to complain about little niggas because of the celebrity gossip, the slander. You got a lot of lawsuits coming that YouTube have to deal with. This is why this is one of the reasons why this section is being punished. And if you can't see that the whole section is being faded out, I don't know what the hell y'all looking at. See, you probably ain't noticing because for a long period of time, you've been going to work and you let your channel just sit there. When I always told you had one of the best. You and Pop-A-Lot.
Now you taking shots at me. Okay, that's what we're doing.
You and Pop-A-Lot had two of the best channels what niggas as soon as you see the Pop-A-Lot video, automatically I'm pressing play because his storytelling and his interviews is legendary. And even with you got a good thing going. So now the good quality channels that got good content is being faded out, and now you got niggas just sitting up there on couches and coughing every 5 seconds. That shit ain't gonna work. You killing the brand. And see,
Nah,
one thing about it is, you got to think right during the pandemic. I had niggas running home. They couldn't wait to come to YouTube. I birthed more YouTubers than I think anybody in these YouTube streets. And you gonna tell me I didn't?
but the whole thing with me taking a break is just that YouTube to me, like the content creating and making the documentaries and all that shit, I feel like that's really my passion. That's my purpose. It took me a long time to find my purpose. By the time I actually found my purpose, guess what? I got 4 kids, 3 dogs, a cat, house, responsibilities. YouTube was my aspirations, my dream chasing more or less. But the dream chasing wasn't paying the bills. So yeah, I had a job. I took my ass to work to maintain what I had going on. But I see that, and even in my absence, it's still a space for me. And I feel like this is my passion. So now I want to pour myself into it because I got my family support. But at that time when I was working, because I was doing what I had to do to handle my responsibilities as a man and a father. So when you said that, I didn't really feel no kind of way because that gives me a chance to explain the hiatus that we've been on. You know what I'm saying? So that was what the hiatus was about. It isn't about me just taking a break. Life was life, and the nigga had to do what he had to do to make sure that my kids and my family lifestyle ain't changed. You know what I'm saying? That entailed me getting a job. You feel me?
With that being said, me probably being the latest from both of y'all to come to YouTube and even have a little bit of success, it would not be the same if it wasn't for y'all two. Because I honestly want to say what I do is a mix of both, honestly. And not to say that that's what I tried to do. That's just what it came out to be, really. And now, if you look at it years later, let's even talk about a little bit before the pandemic. Let's kind of talk about 17 or something like that, 18. To look at it now, how many people do the same thing or mimic the same thing. To me, the quality show and what you do. So it's hard to be mad at like anybody just trying to do something or having some success. But yeah, YouTube would not be the same if y'all never picked up and been like, you know what, let me do this. So just to before anything, I want to just show credit to y'all, Haas for real picking up and just getting in front because it take a lot to get in front. Some niggas can't get in front of 5 people and say something. So to put yourself in front of the world and say that and he birthed a lot of these people, even whether it's a beef with them or like if it wasn't for what he was doing, a lot of jobs wouldn't be possible. Them niggas wouldn't even be making the $1,000, the $1,500, the 5,000, however much they make. I ain't doing those like check comparison, but whatever they making to feed their family, before you beef, you kind of want to take that in mind. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, Haas definitely pioneered a lot of this. He definitely gave people, you know what I'm saying, like ammunition. Well, I appreciate that, though. I mean, you as well, because as a late bloomer, I was watching you. I was watching dudes like Gully. People might not like them, but I'm gonna give them their flowers. I was watching dudes like that. I was watching What's the Numbers TV. I was watching dudes work. That's really create content. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, salute to Haas, salute to you. I don't want to get this shit into turn this shit.
We all ain't gonna like each other.
Yeah,
we all ain't gonna like each other. Some people might have different morals than
competition,
whoever.
Man, survival of the fittest, bro. Survival of the fittest.
And it's not even that. It's not even that. I don't even think Haas kind of look at it because I'm sure Haas feel like, man, ain't nobody in competition as long as he been doing it this hard. But it's just like, so you might not like this nigga morals or how they carry themselves or how they do it. but it just go to show how influential, like I said, both of y'all are, from how many people cover the streets info, from the big people with millions and millions of subscribers, to how many people just like want to pick up a camera and think their opinion matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you definitely got
As
to be
like how
mentally
people
fit.
like how I show them.
You definitely got to be mentally fit, man. This should take a lot of brain. This is creating content every day on at the rate that these guys create content. That shit is not hard. That shit, I mean, excuse me, that shit is not easy. Not easy at all.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Coming up with copies every day. Your mind is racing. Even you laying down, as soon as you wake up, that's the first thing on your brain. This content creation shit is man. This shit is a heavy burden to be able to pump this shit out every couple days at the rate that you guys do. I don't think people understand that part of it. And I do think that some people that jump into this podcast lane don't even realize that part of the game, that this should take a lot of work. A lot of work. But I ain't gonna hold you up here. We're gonna flip. We're gonna keep the conversation moving. Now, Jay Prince was just on the Supreme Team podcast. Now, he made some comments about certain podcasters. He didn't mention any names. Also went on to say that these individuals are assassinating the character of good men, and these people don't speak positively or uplift the community. Now, what do you think about those statements that he made, Haas? Did you see that? Did you see that interview?
All right, yeah, I definitely seen it. I was just waiting. Actually, you beat me to the punch because I was waiting. I wasn't even in a rush to speak on it, but I definitely said I was going to speak on it. So niggas is slandering good men. What good men? Who's a good man? Is it Prince? Is Prince a good man? Is he really? Now let's go over to Jay Prince. Jay Prince and his organization, his dirty, decrepit bastard sons, is the reason why half of America was crying over Takeoff. Rest in peace, Takeoff.
Yeah,
They
rest in peace,
murdered that
Takeoff,
boy.
for sure.
They murdered that boy in cold blood over nothing. And then when the girls were saying, "What are we gonna do?" Leave that nigga. Nigga stepped over his body on camera and audio, and everybody heard it. Leave that nigga there. And then after Takeoff's death, Jay Prince had nerve to get on the internet and threaten Offset.
Yeah, anything recent that came out of Mob Ties, which is like the new Rap-A-Lot, ain't really seem to be good. Whether it's the news from shooting dice, whether that's shooting dice with them or doing business with them. Like the niggas in the South that did business with them, they trying to want to get out of their contracts and say they ain't get paid for money. And so it's like, I don't, it make you wonder what kind of like how the old man is handling shit with Junior. Is that Junior damn running all like, because coming in, starting Mob Ties, I ain't really hear a lot of this from Jay Prince Sr. Or you ain't really hear a lot of this. It's like, but over the last couple years, the Prince name definitely took a hit.
For
Yeah,
sure.
definitely took a hit.
I think it became too visible. I think at one point in time that Jay Prince's name was whispered. In my era coming up, the 90s, 2000s, you knew of him, but it was whispered. Now with the whole social media thing, I think to stay relevant, he's gotten himself in front of the camera a lot more than we've ever seen. Could that be in his demise or his benefit? It's up to whoever's viewing it and whoever's perspective. But yeah, I just think that he might have been overexposed. Who
are you talking about?
We talking about Senior. We talking about Senior.
He said, yeah. And I know who you talking about, but he said a New York blogger and 3 South bloggers. Like the hell?
Now, with the actual quote, I'll give you the quote. It said, he said, one is from New York, one is from the South, and the other talks loud and puts the FBI on him. Now, we could read between the lines and take that for whatever you want to take it for.
Well, I know who the last one is. I'm like, who the fuck is the other two? Like, okay.
Now, I saw a video of Prince.
He talking about me, Charleston White, and Wack100. And see, he made a little slick. He called me gay or whatever the case may be. Trying to be funny or whatever the case may be. But I lost all respect for Jay Prince when he actually sat up there and made that roll call and told niggas to go out there and go
Uh,
get that young boy chain. And then after niggas went out there, like, first of all, who was you talking to like that? That little boy out there gang banging and showing his ass that he got robbed for his chain. Then you going to put the roll call out there like New York niggas better go get the chain. Holker steps up, he goes and get the chain. Now where's the reward that he get for putting his life on the line? He put his life on the
yeah,
line and went out there in the streets and actually went and got that chain back. And Jay Prince didn't get him a deal. That chain wasn't worth nothing. So you think you got piss boys in New York? So when I saw that, I'm like, hold up. Everybody act like they didn't see what I saw. So when I flipped on them, these are one of the classic moments when I went viral all over the internet because I was the first one before Charleston White and anybody else that was actually challenging all of these niggas. That's why I made the lane even for Charleston White to be able to come through because he's seen it was only one nigga in his lane. So when he came in it, it was easy for him to come up quick because he duplicated himself being me. These are the topics that made Hassan Campbell. I was here the only nigga saying what everybody else wouldn't say.
Now I saw a video of Prince from the Supreme Team talking about how Hollywood glamorizes the confidential informant stories, the rat and the snitch stories, and that they don't glamorize the solid guy stories. Is he right? And should any of these stories be glamorized without there being a lesson at the end of it or a lesson within? Haj, we start with you,
See,
Haj.
here's the thing, right? When you coming from a perspective of a civilian, right? Niggas is supposed to tell, you're supposed to go to jail. The people, the civilians, the fathers, the mothers, the uncles, the aunts, the grandparents, we're not supposed to want the scum to be in the streets. We're not supposed to, when niggas like Prince come home from jail, we're not supposed to see them having the biggest parties in the world. How 50 Cent said, Prince was Preem was the businessman and Prince was the killer. And then, you see him doing little interviews and yeah, I like that part. You
Now,
see what I'm
Haj,
saying?
let
That's
me
not nothing.
let me play devil's advocate here again real quick. Now, are we saying that you feel that Prince went to jail? He did his time. He came home. He served, I think, 30 some odd years. He did his time home. You was also convicted of, not convicted, pardon me, but arrested for some wild crimes. You had some attempts and shit like that. Do we hold you to
I had
that?
murders.
Or now
I had
you've
murders.
grown. You're not the same person that you was when you dealing with those situations. I'm gonna give Prince that's not the same Prince from the Supreme Team early 80s
Yes, it
era.
is.
It's a different.
Yes, it is.
I'm assuming that he's grown. He's learned from his mistakes. He's done 30 some odd years in prison. I would give him the benefit of the doubt that say he could be a changed man. Is that fair?
Hell no. He ain't changed, my nigga. He ain't
Okay, well,
changed.
good.
He's just too old to go back to jail. He ain't changed. That nigga's an old scumbag. He's an old scumbag. He's an old scumbag. And the only lane he got left, like when you want to act like you better than niggas, but then you sitting up on the internet and you started YouTube beats and then you started YouTube beats. Everybody that you complaining about, you doing the same shit that they was doing. You coming on YouTube as a senior citizen with your old decrepit cotton smelling ass, and you doing the same thing that you talking about niggas doing. I got to the point where I didn't even mention the nigga no more. Even with the lawsuits, you didn't hear me talking about him until you brought him up. I saw what he said. I ain't say nothing about him because when you sit back in the cut and you be quiet, when a person show you who they are, you believe them. Out of all the things to talk about, out of all the things he experienced in the world, you sitting up on YouTube talking about other content creators. So now when you doing that, are you above us or are you beneath us? Especially when you're supposed to be the OG. He's not leading by an example. He's being strategic because he felt good with the little back and forth that he was having with me because you see the spurt in the views, the big views that he had on his channel. And now without that back and forth that I didn't give him, look how the numbers is dwindling. His channel was dying faster than what it started. The difference between me and him, my channel is based off of me and only me. His channel was based off of who he could sit in front of that camera. Your star power versus my star power ain't shit, my nigga.
Pop, have you seen that?
You
Did you
put
see
that in
that?
the comment section.
Did you see that, Pop?
Nah, y'all bringing everything to light, man. I'm like, damn, why everybody trying to be for Haas and shit? That shit crazy. That shit happen. When that shit pop off?
But you know how Haas ain't got no filter. Now, me, I'm sitting here being non-biased.
Haas gonna say
So,
what he gonna say. Yeah,
I'm from
ain't
Queens.
that,
I don't got no issue with I don't got no issue with Prince because in my eyes, he did his time. You do the crime, you do the time. He did his time, and hopefully he rehabilitated. He coming home a changed man. He got a hell of a story. Maybe he could use his story to change some lives. And that's in the perfect world. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
y'all don't feel no type of way about the fact that this nigga actually a nigga from jail, which is
Mm.
Preem. You send police officers to my house to serve me with papers to take me to court. A jail nigga taking another street nigga to court. Are you serious? When do we start doing that to each other as street niggas?
Let me see. Let me say this. You got a big voice on the YouTube. Preem, he in prison. So you got a big voice with a lot of influence. And now I'm not making excuses for him. You got a big voice. They see it. They see your lifestyle, how you living. Okay, we can't do nothing to him physically. Well, let's hurt him in the pockets. Maybe that's the angle. I don't know. But you got a hell of a voice. And you be say some wild shit, Haas. Let's keep it funky. Haas, you the shot jock of the East Coast. You say this most of the time, you say the shit that people think but don't say. Now, I'm not going to compare you to Charleston, but what I'm saying is y'all got the same tactics. You'll say some wild shit, and then guess what? You'll walk that shit back a couple weeks later. You might realize, yo, damn, I've seen you say it a few times. Man, I was on that Henny, man. Look, my bad, man. Check this out. And you'll walk shit back
Listen,
too.
man.
So let's
Haas be saying that shit like he mean it though. Haas
fair,
say that
though,
shit like
let's keep it fair. You can't play the victim.
like
You can't play the
he
victim.
said
We
he
ain't
said
doing
that
that.
shit like he woke up from a nap and you know what? This shit how I'm feeling after this nap. Y'all gonna get this shit like
Haas, you can't play the
and
victim. You got a way bigger voice than them.
man.
They don't know no
man,
other way to fight. They can't fight you no other way
You
when
know
it
what
comes to
though?
YouTube.
A
It's
lot
like
of jail
I
niggas is
cover the
not feeling that.
gangsters. It's like I cover the gangsters, so I respect Preem. I respect Preem. I respect him to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, how you gonna send police to somebody else like this? Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
But Haas is fucking relentless, though, Pop. I'm not making no excuse for these things, believe you me. But when Hobie get in his bag, Hobie get relentless. They're like, yo, we got to get the lawyers. Yo, hold on, this nigga Hassan Campbell's crazy. Yo, I mean, in certain aspects, you do remind me of Charleston because y'all are similar. Y'all don't have no filter.
When are you going to admit that Charleston White stole my style when you know he admitted to it? And you know he admitted to it. Charleston White has admitted that he stole my style. He admitted it. You know he admitted it. You know he
took that blueprint. He took that blueprint.
Charleston White took my whole blueprint. First of all, you know, when it comes to Charleston White, right? Charleston White YouTube career has never surpassed mine. What Charleston White does, he watches Hassan Campbell's lives. He steals the best of Hassan Campbell, and then he goes on Say Cheese and other platforms that's bigger than mine and regurgitate everything I said the night before or 2 or 3 nights. And then when people hear it, like, oh shit. So now he gets to go on big stages and quote everything I said out of my mouth. And I'm sitting up there looking at this nigga like, nah, you didn't just say that. You just got that from my live. I was so mad. I told a story about how my uncle used to have sex with my aunt, and I used to beat up.
We trying to keep this shit monetized.
No. Let me finish. Let me finish. My uncle, he used to beat his girlfriend up, throw down a whole flight of steps. Then the next thing you know, they're in the room having sex. So that was me telling my story of me thinking domestic violence was okay as a kid.
Okay.
The nigga Charleston White goes on a platform right after I says my live on a bigger platform and says my whole exact story. And I'm just looking at this nigga like, nah, you didn't just do that. This nigga's even still stories.
Not the same story.
The same exact stories he's stealing them.
Now I'm gonna push back. I know Charleston
at
hear you
first,
right now. He gonna say that nigga crazy, man. I still that nigga motherfucking style, man. What the fuck you talking about? That's what he gonna say. I'm just saying. I've been around the nigga. I know the nigga temperament. I know that's what he gonna say. I liked it better when y'all was cool, but I ain't gonna hold you. When y'all two go into war, that shit is hella entertainment. I'm tuned in. I'm tuned all the way in. I'm there for the comments. Y'all two,
all of that.
it's crazy.
Who was the? Let me ask you a question. Who was the first nigga on the internet to diss all the gangs?
The first
Who
nigga on
went
the
to
internet to
war
this game.
where niggas where they predicted that I was going to die because I was the only nigga on the internet going to war with the gangs.
I think you might have went to war with some New York gangs, but not with the veracity that homeboy went at the Crips and the Bloods. Homie went crazy. You went at him,
But listen,
I don't think you
he
went
said
to the
first.
same
He said
extreme.
first. He said first.
I was the only nigga on the internet for years going at the gang culture, the only one. If there
Okay.
was a story, whether like you gotta understand, son, two of my biggest stories that made me big on YouTube as well was the death of FBG Duck and King Vaughn.
You know why?
These stories, so
You know why?
because of my voice.
You wild up FBG Duck Bomb. So that went viral crazy. But you
But you
wild
know why?
up.
Why did I wild her up? The woman had 10 kids, she lost 5 of them. Why wouldn't I? You see what I'm saying? And this is the things that people were scared to say. So it was two things. I was the first one to wage war on the gangs and the black community. And I was the first one ever to wage war on these rappers. So I'm the only one that was in this lane. Every rapper hated Hassan Campbell. And then out of nowhere, when we brought
I think
him
they
on this
still hate you,
platform,
huh?
Yeah.
I think they still hate you.
I don't think
know,
that's
man.
changed. I think you still
It's a few.
you
Yeah,
still
yeah.
got
Nah,
that.
they
you
do.
still on their bumper.
They do. And that's my whole thing right there. I created this whole lane. So Charleston White, man, let's be real. I birthed this lane. There was nobody else in this lane. And then after that, Charleston White came into this lane. And now you got 1,000 content creators. And this is what makes it so hard. If I decide I want to do a topic on celebrity gossip, there's like 100 niggas doing the same exact topic that I'm gonna do and trying to put the Hassan Campbell twist on it. You got the King AK-47s. Them niggas came up under trolling me. You got the other. There's a bunch of them. I can't remember all of these niggas' names. A bunch
Imitation
of
is the
them.
highest form of
Shit, so
flattery, Haas.
man,
Imitation is the
that
highest
shit's so
form of
crazy
flattery. Homie.
now him saying that make me think of the parallels. You remember the days when early 50 Cent where a nigga was trying to get on dissing a rapper and shit like that. Now a nigga get on trolling the damn YouTuber and then like trying to damn get in the
Yeah.
algorithm. What the fuck was like what's going on?
Now look, going back to that,
And then-
I'm gonna tell you. You say King AK-47. You know who somebody who nobody mentions anymore? Who I'm gonna say what that was the king, the king of the dirty section, Haas. You might get mad at me. I'm gonna say that Scheme Team was the pioneer of that dirty section, son. We got to get that nigga his props, son. Scheme
My
Team
nigga, Scheme
was
Team.
the pioneer of that whole sector. He was
Scheme
the
Team was
first
the
damn near.
reason. Listen, my nigga, Scheme Team was the reason why I decided to call it the dirty section. Fuck is you talking about? That dirty nigga. Did you see the picture that I put up with him sitting in that living room?
I don't want you to. I don't want you to wild him
my
up.
nigga,
I was just trying to throw my
that
boy
nigga,
alley
yo,
oop,
listen.
son. I don't wild him up.
Listen, I rock with
Trying
Scheme
to
Team
give
now,
boys
but
flowers, man. Don't do
my
that,
nigga,
man.
my nigga house was dirty, my nigga. So when I seen he was beefing with me, when I seen the inside of that nigga
Yo,
house,
Pop,
my
help
nigga, and
me
I put
out,
the
son.
picture
Yo,
up,
Pop.
I named the nigga.
Man.
I named the nigga.
I'm
I
listening
named
to
the
what
nigga
Hot
Dirty
said.
Dave. I changed it. I changed his name and I called him Dirty Dave. My nigga, what you talking about?
Well, yo,
I
that
was
shit
whole
just came
listen,
to my
man.
You
mind
made a
out
whole
of
section
nowhere,
about
you
it.
heard? That came to my mind out of nowhere because niggas don't give Scheme his props, man. Scheme pioneered that whole dirty section shit. Scheme, Scheme panning his flag. And then you seen a lot of others. Scheme Team done beef with the best of them. You, Zip, the best of the niggas out right now, he beef with. But nobody mentioning homie, man. That ain't right. Yo, shout out to Scheme Team,
Yeah.
man. I'm gonna say that nigga was the pioneer of this shit for real. Pop, you from Crown Heights too, Pop. I thought you ride with me on that a little better than that, my nigga.
Hey, I stay neutral. I'm trying to hear it out, man. I'm trying to hear it out, but
Right. let's move on now. Nicki Minaj just came out and supported Donald Trump, right? Now she went crazy viral last week, the gold Trump card and all that. Nicki Minaj made these posts against Jay-Z. Now, she hashtagged Jay-Z as a child pred, also suggested he was involved with the late singer Aaliyah and his wife Beyonce when they were minors. She also posted a picture of Jay-Z and Aaliyah together in the early 2000s. However, people on the internet were quick to point out Aaliyah was 20-something years old when that picture was taken. Now, what are your thoughts on Nicki going full MAGA on her campaign against Jay-Z? Haas, what you think, bro?
I think Nicki Minaj is one of the most disgusting, the most beautifully disgusting creatures I've ever seen in my life. You know, when you
What's the
sit back
beautiful part? Not to cut you off, Snitch. What's the beautiful part?
you know, she's a builder bitch, so she's pretty.
I wasn't expecting that response at all. He threw me for a loop just that. But
I had to cut him off. That surprised me, so I had to get to that before he
goes. Boy, got no filter. You don't know what you gonna get.
Start from the beginning, huh? Start from the beginning. She's the most beautiful.
You need the question again? You want me to shoot? You want me to read the question back?
No, I got it. It's like with Nicki. You know, I'm so disgusted in her. You know, it comes out Trump is on the Epstein list, and then you go stand next to him. And then when you look at her history, your man, your brother, his stepdaughter, and ain't no alleged to that. You paid for the lawyer, you bailed the nigga out, and you tried to even pay for his appeal. And one thing, I hope everybody drop dead, like seriously drop dead that says, well, that's her brother. Because if my brother does what he did to a 12-year-old child, and you read the paperwork of what he did to that little girl and found all his DNA all through that girl's drawers, and then Nicki sat up there and tried to help say that the mother took the her brother's semen and smeared it there because they was trying to extort her out of money. So you conjured up a lot of destroy a baby, and when you add it all up and you do the math, her alter ego was Roman Polanski, a filmmaker that escaped America because he did the same thing. So he didn't want to face trial, so he's on the run from America. When you add it all up, it's like, you know, and you calling niggas, saying niggas be eating children. I know you know that they be eating children because that's how you climb to the top. You had to make those sacrifices as well. You made the same sacrifices. You just didn't get caught with your hand in the cookie.
Now you kind of asked my next question, but hold on. Now, is Nicki a hypocrite given her brother is convicted of the things that he's been convicted of, and her husband was also a registered sex offender? Now, she also supports a man who appears 1,500 times in the Epstein files. You think she's being super hypocritical?
Honestly speaking, I think we need to go back in time where we start holding on public executions, and I think black people got to stop. We got to stop idolizing these celebrities. You got to stop idolizing them because if Nicki Minaj can stand next to her brother, her husband, Trump, when he's being accused of the most evil of shit, and he's still in office, and you can stand next to all these people, what are we saying to the youth? What are we saying to them?
Public executions, you're gonna do those by stoning or firing squad. Huh? I'm like,
is crazy.
Yeah, hanging. How you got it multiple ways. They got the gas chamber. I named 4.
Yo, Oz, when you turn into such an extremist, Oz?
Because you know what? Evil has to have a punishment. And honestly speaking, I think the black community has been reduced we have been broken and reduced so bad where we have no integrity no more. It's gonna take something bad to happen to us as a whole, as a people. Something bad has to happen in order for us to be able to get strong again as a people. And no, I'm not going to sit up there and say, you know, the shit that Charleston White heard me saying, he would say, we need to go back to being slaves. He got that from me too. But we have to look at each other and learn to look at each other like we are happy to see each other instead of sizing each other up. But then when the white man get in the elevator, we don't even look at him. But yeah, he's getting ready to buy your building and kick everybody out of the building. He's going to gentrify your whole neighborhood. And the black community, like I say it all the time, the black community is on life support. And I'm the first one to say that shit on the internet. The black community is on life support. We don't know whether we going and coming. You got niggas running around talking about, oh, we own aboriginals, which we are. We are. We already know who we are, but at the same time, they created a word called the tethers, and you done separated the West Indians, the Haitians, the Jamaicans, the Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. There's a war now. And it's scary because it's like, yo, we all know that some of these different cultures, we hate each other or have animosity or disrespect towards each other. But I could smell the CIA and the FBI all in the mix of this. Foundational black tethers. We in trouble. One of the videos I was doing, right? I ain't even released it yet. When you right when before we started, you know, I was listening to a brother basically telling people stop being distracted by the Epstein files. And my reaction to the video, I'm sitting up there and I'm saying to myself, I'm like, hold up. How are we not going to be distracted by something so heinous? We are supposed to be distracted. Not only are we supposed to be distracted, but we are supposed to be putting together a rescue team to go get the rest of those kids. Where's the rescue team at? When you know that 200 or a million, 2 million children go missing every year, where is the rescue team? Where's the rage? Where's the anger?
Strong point. That's strong point, Haas.
Yeah, no question. No question. Now, Tracy Morgan went viral for a verbal altercation with a homeless man that apparently used to bully him when they were younger. Now, the man was asking for help, to which Tracy Morgan replied, I remember you. Don't talk to me like I owe you something. You used to talk all that shit to me when we were younger. You think I forgot? Now, when the man replied that he's homeless now, Morgan still didn't budge. So what that got to do with me was his response. I ain't do that. I take care of my kids. Now, was Tracy right to brush the homeless man away, or should he have forgave him because he's obviously desperate? Or, nigga, you used to pick on me, nigga, you made my life hell, nigga, fuck you, nigga, what you talking about? Now, what y'all think?
You know, it's hard for me to really be mad at Tracy Morgan because you could tell that something happened between them. Mm-hmm. And you could tell whatever it was that happened between them, you know, he was disgusted. Like, yeah, it was like a moment in life where you get to see somebody that probably was violating you back in the days, and now you see them at their lowest point, you know, so I can't really get mad at him at that. But overall, you know, I don't like Tracy Morgan's his attitude. He's too arrogant. I don't like see me, you know, when you come from where we come from, I know some of the most dangerous niggas and they don't treat people like that. I know some of the most cold killers and they don't treat niggas like that and get money. So when you got that kind of money that he got and you just feel good acting arrogant like that. I don't like niggas like that. Honestly speaking, me, I'm the type of nigga, if I caught that nigga in the corner somewhere, I would rob him. Man, you know what? We got to be honest, right? Let's just be honest as a people.
Yeah.
Some of these black celebrities like him, he should have died in that car accident. When you look at that, what we've been through as a people, right? And you look at that arrogant motherfucker, because he's an arrogant, ugly motherfucker. You can't be arrogant and ugly at the same time. He's an arrogant, ugly motherfucker. And
how you don't like Tracy Morgan? Everybody love Tracy Morgan, nigga.
My hustle man.
Don't you know you speaking blasphemy right now, nigga? Going at Tracy like that, nigga.
How you like a nigga that you could tell when he look at you and he look at his life, he look at your lifestyle, he thinks you a bum. Tracy Morgan thinks that both of us is bums and we beneath him, and you can tell that. So I would never like niggas like that. I hate niggas, arrogant niggas like that. That nastiness that he has. I know 1,000 niggas like that might not have as much money as he got, but they all the same. And see, this is why when you get a nigga like him, they get that kind of money, you never see them go back and go buy some 20 acres of land and build 20 houses on it so that you just created a black Wall Street. Nah, they don't do that. They go off into the promised land. They get heaven on earth, and then they come back to hell and they shit on you. They won't
You
even
know,
throw you no ice. And if you was on fire, nigga won't even piss on you.
but Tracy ain't no activist. We talking about a comedian. You know what I'm saying? Not like he never was a activist or champion. I never seen him not do that. But I never seen that type of interaction that he just had with the dude. I never seen him like that. Any other time I seen him on the internet or seen him, he always smiled.
It's like how I said, that shit had to be serious.
I
That
think it
shit
was
had
more
to be something
personal
serious.
than anything. I think it was the shit that you be like, yo, if I could bump into that motherfucker that picked on me, man, that motherfucker that made me feel a certain way. Everybody, well, most of the people had that person. And I just think that they passed cross, and Tracy had a lot of pent up shit with this person. And I think that's just how he reacted. Do I think he's like that on an everyday basis? Probably not.
Listen, you know what I think? I think poor people need to go back to the days of robbing rich people and stop worshiping them niggas. I think niggas supposed to be trying to wait for that nigga to come out of the comedy club and line him up and rob him for everything that he got and kick him in his ass and make him humble. Because the problem is we come from an era, when Gangstar had that song, Stick Up Kids is out the tax. I miss those days.
Right.
I hate the era that we living in now, because where I came from, there was stick up kids, and our number one goal was to rob a rapper, to rob one of these celebrities. Our number one goal, they used to get our dick hard to catch them niggas in the corner somewhere and rob them. Now niggas is worshiping them niggas, not me. I come from a different era. I refuse to. You give me the opportunity, I rob one of these niggas for fun.
Haas, you're in a totally different space in life. Haas. You gotta chill.
Hey,
You gotta chill.
hey,
Haas.
that shit
Haas,
going
you
there.
got a lot of nice shit over there too. You want a nigga to lay it on you?
He said shit going there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? One thing niggas can respect about me is that I'm down to earth, and regardless of what, I am the real voice of the streets on these internets. I'm the real voice of the streets when it come to the shit that be going on, and I call it down the middle, and I'm fair. You know what I mean? I'm the one sitting up there beefing and getting mad when I see Lisa Evers running in houses 5 o'clock in the morning with SWAT, while other niggas is praising her. You see what I'm saying? These young
down
kids
with rappers and sit down with rappers the next week, right?
But they all do that in
exactly.
the name of content.
Sitting down with the rappers, the same rappers that's influencing these young boys, they're getting paid to influence these dudes to throw their life away. So you sitting down with them, but you know the DEA and the FBI getting ready to go kicking all these doors, and you don't even go have a sit down with these parents and let them know, listen, you're never gonna see your kid again.
You preaching.
You're never gonna see your kid again. You are 5 days away from the police throwing you down, face down on the floor in your panties. You're literally in your underwears, and they're gonna come kick in your door and embarrass you. You're gonna have 30 police officers inside your house with guns drawn on your child. And if your child make the wrong move in the process of that, it's night night. Then they're gonna drag them outside in chains and publicly humiliate them. In some cases, I can't even get mad, especially seeing the violence that these niggas be displaying and shooting up baby showers and strollers. And how Nas said, they don't give a fuck who get hit as long as the drama's lit.
Yeah, that's how they're giving it up now. That shit crazy. Long way from how it was when we was coming up.
Let me ask you this, House. Now I'm gonna get this from academic. I'm gonna quote something. Now, did bloggers and streamers expose the culture, or did they save hip hop media from dying? The Consonants, the I Show Speeds. I watched I Show Speed the other day. I think he had like 300,000 motherfuckers watching one of his lives on YouTube the other morning. You know what I'm saying? Are they saving the hip hop media? What's y'all opinion? Being both of y'all are in that space.
I mean, they're absolutely saving them. This is the last leg for these niggas. But the funny part about it is this is a lane that they didn't respect. Now it's the only thing that they have left. As a rapper wants to be on a stage performing. A rapper wants to be played on the radio with a new hit. Nobody's listening to the radio. These niggas is not dropping in the top 10 charts. They ain't got videos spinning all over YouTube. Everybody's running to see them. It's over. These rappers are in the graveyard. So yes, YouTube is the last leg.
Pop.
Yeah, well, the way a lot of these rappers run into it is definitely looking like that. And to be honest, as far as like the streamers saving rappers, I don't know if that's the case because I, like I guess now everything is based on viral moments. It's like how many really super viral moments you've seen from a rapper sitting down next to a streamer or whatever. I think they kind of like looking at what you talked about. Oh, he got 300,000 people watching those streams, but those are not a lot of times those lanes are not blending. You jumping in a different lane in front of a whole different dynamic and thinking it's going to catch, but a lot of times rappers that now that's coming across as looking thirsty, like or oh this rapper's on a promo run, and now it's kind of like how I said that it's hard to believe that you blink your eyes one time and a rapper could literally that's that's why people like Haas, I can understand why he feel how he feel because to be the first and one of the first people to get on there and challenge these people because at one time these rappers just had a certain level of just influence that made online personality look small to where they trying to now sit next to online personalities and even more than that be online personalities is crazy.
Man, the problem is if I sit up there and I call your building where you live at, let's say you living in Queensbridge, and I call y'all some bums, some dirty, dusty niggas, and then when I lose my job, you see me moving in your neighborhood the next day, are you gonna respect me? That's the whole key right there.
Welcome
Those
to the
rappers, they
neighborhood.
move. You know what I mean? You got evicted out of your space. You ain't living with the Jeffersons no more. Now you back at the projects, but you done disrespected everybody in the projects, and now you moving in there. Now you got to look us in our face. You think that we supposed to respect you? You looked at our position and what we was doing as it was beneath you. Now this is the only thing that you have left. And we supposed to sit up there and praise you for coming in our lane, nigga, you a failure. You failed. This was beneath you. This wasn't beneath me. It was beneath you. Them niggas didn't realize how much money was in YouTube. And then even still, some of them was making more money on tours, doing shows, being in front of the stage, rocking the crowd. They ain't got a crowd no more. Who wants to go outside and see a 50-year-old nigga standing on stage with 50 niggas? We too old for that. They done aged out. And don't nobody in their 20s want to come outside to see a 50-year-old nigga when they can see a 20-year-old nigga with a 20-year-old girl standing in the club.
Do you think the streets are evolving or just being rebranded for social media? A lot of shit that was never accepted in the hip hop community is now acceptable. It's a lot of shit
Definitely
going on.
rebranded. Definitely
It's a lot of shit
rebranded.
going on. Who want to start? Who
Well,
want to start? Go ahead, Pop.
it's both,
The
man.
streets, listen, the streets is a cesspool.
That's an understatement.
For sure. Definitely.
Yeah, that's an understatement. It's both. It's both. It's like being rebranded so much that it evolved because the goalposts moved on so much from when I was growing up to how it is now. It's literally, especially covering the streets every day, it's literally hard to believe that it's the same world that I grew up in because it's so much different from things that even happened in the 90s that evolved to now. To like, well, growing up in a gangless New York to where the Bloods, like in New York, or to where like you can wake up any day and it's like your favorite rapper could get mentioned and snitch allegations tomorrow. name it. Name anybody's favorite rapper, whoever's watching. It's like, and then they have like, I know we talked about that earlier, the whole fuck the street situation that they got. It's like everything is so it's trendy right now. So the goalpost moves on a lot.
Now, Haas, what you think, Haas?
You know, the streets is disgusting. It's a cesspool filled with no honor, no integrity, and the veil has come off now. People are sick and tired of the streets. That's why street niggas is mad and they get lonely, because nobody cares about the streets no more. Niggas don't care about the rules. Niggas don't care about your reputation. The nerds and the herbs are winning. The internet niggas, the academics are winning. The consonants are winning. Meanwhile, you got the dweebs. These niggas can pay your rent for the whole year, but the real nigga is broke, living from couch to couch, house to house. The game is over with. Nobody's impressed with the drug dealer no more. We don't even respect them. Like back in the days when you see niggas was mega drug dealers, it's like, oh yeah, that's the supreme team right there. Now it's like, ew, lock them niggas up. When niggas watch the news and see that the feds or the DEA just caught 100 bricks, you got people behind their TV screens laughing like, good, I'm glad that didn't make it to our community. We're sick and tired of your fentanyl. The spell is broken. The streets has no leg anymore. So anybody stupid enough to play in the streets, there's no integrity there. Your man's a backdoor you. Your man's a tell on you. You go to jail, your man's to get your little sister pregnant and beat her up every day and tell her, get your brother, knowing that this nigga never coming home. The streets has nothing left. There's no legs left in the streets. Welcome to the internet. That's why we created these YouTube streets where niggas can get legal money and ain't got to duck no police.
That's a whole fact. Now, let's be honest for a second. Now, nobody really want to say this, but I'm going to say it. Is it about ego or economics? Who really controls the culture now? Who really has control of our culture? And let's say urban. I don't want to say black culture. We're just going to say the urban culture, the urban landscape. Who's in control of that now?
The culture, speaking of the coaches, what's left? Listen, what's left of the culture? The doorkeepers, the gatekeepers suppressed hip hop so bad that it's podcasters now. We never in the history of rap have we had so many female rappers out at one time. Where is the top? Like we in today's time, we come from an era when Run DMC came out, them niggas was legendary. EPMD came out, niggas was legendary. Everybody that came out that they birthed, Redman, oh my God, did you hear the new Red? Where are these rappers today? They don't, because nobody's happy to introduce the newest, hottest rapper no more. When you scroll down Instagram, I see some of the dopest rappers, or I'll post some of the dopest rappers, and other rappers will see that post and they'll scroll right by it. This is why hip hop is dying. When niggas used to spit on a corner, everybody would go stand around a nigga that's spitting like, ooh, son is nice. Now you got a nigga that's spitting on the internet with hundreds of thousands of people that's scrolling by and won't even like the post, knowing that this nigga killing it. So now what does that do to the ego of the rapper that thought he was nice? He's actually really nice, one of the best, could be the next Big, could be the next Pac. Now he doesn't want to post his music because nobody likes it. So now he got some attitude. This nigga up on the internet popping shit instead of rapping. If God gave you a voice and he gave you a mic, spit, nigga.
The content creators right now is controlling the temperature of what's going on. It's the content creators, it's the consonants, it's the Haas's, it's the I Show Speeds, it's the Neons, it's the Aiden Rosses. They got the juice. The rappers, I think the rappers missed the bus with ego. Oh, I ain't no podcast, I ain't no blogger. Now they behind the eight ball. Now they trying to play catch up. and some of them try to use their celebrity status to do it. But now people don't care about being a celebrity. The average Joe is more interesting than some of these dudes when they're not making music. When they with their conversation, their engagement with people, actually organic engagements, I think they lack in that department because they've been so isolated over here in this rap world. Now they got to come and deal with the average Joes now, and this shit hit different over here. So I think they're having a hard time adjusting to that. But shout out to the ones that are adjusting. And we're going to say this about Yayo and Uncle Murder and all them cats with the dispensaries. They opening doors for cats because they see they late blooming, but they got a chance to make something happen. You know what I'm saying? So, and then we seen Yayo has said that he rather would have had 50 Cent's career over Jay-Z's career, and that 50 had a better career than Hov. What you think about that, Haas? You the hip hop analyst.
Well, right now you don't see nothing going with Hov, and we like niggas claim that Hov is a billionaire, but I don't know. I don't know. But with 50 right now, the music industry is dead. 50 taking over Hollywood. For me, at least we get to see 50 still. Got Yayo standing with him. We don't know what's going on between Jay and Tata and the rest of these niggas. It's like Jay just got too big. Way, way too big. 50 is still reachable. 50 the nigga that get on the internet and scream out, "Are you not entertained?" Knowing that's my slogan. He'll sit up there and say, put it in the comment section and let niggas know that I'm watching. He'll allow a nigga like Tony Yayo to pull up, to Hassan Campbell and Harlem Legend and China Brim.
Okay, I think we win because boys stay connected. He stayed connected to the culture and not that elite level. Hov up here at this elite level, Beyonce, Hov. I think 50 stayed connected to the average Joe. That's what makes him more powerful than Jay these days. Now, Yayo made a wild point. If you line up their accolades together, they really kind of neck and neck. You know what I'm saying? If you line them up together for the things that they've accomplished, or the things, at least 50 is more visible with his accomplishments. Jay-Z might not be as visible with the shit that he's doing.
50 definitely could lean on. He might have had a bigger moment because to get Rich or Die Trying probably was bigger than any single moment you could point to in Jay-Z's career, whether oh, Jay-Z did this and this and this at his point in time. So, it's a tough one. It's hard to go against Brooklyn to do it. Jay-Z on the Epstein list, 50 is super
Haas,
relevant.
before you cut, let me shoot you a question about this whole Epstein thing. Now, we saw the release of 3 million Epstein files. Trump's DOJ did their best to stop these files from being released. Now, there are potentially hundreds of men involved. Now, none of whom have been arrested, charged, or held to account. Now, will there ever be any justice for those thousands of victims, or was the release of the file just for theater?
Well, see, the thing about it is with the Epstein list, they can't you have to pretty much take down the whole country. That's why no moves are being made. If you actually start the process, you're taking down everybody in power. There's nobody left. You're taking down everybody in Hollywood. There's nobody left. So they're giving each other's passes on evil. But meanwhile, I watched the clip of the head of the FBI. They asked him. It was like, what's going on with the Epstein files? And he had the audacity to say that he didn't watch the Epstein files. He didn't read the Epstein files. How are you the head of the director? So he said his response is that I'm trying to take down drug dealers and killers. Oh, okay. So you trying to clean up the black community? Y'all infest us with drugs, and then y'all use the FBI to come in and sniff it out and clean it up. But y'all don't want to clean. Y'all don't want to sniff out and chow.
But look, last but not least, Max B. We seen him come home, seen the world embrace him. But then there's also two sides of the coin. You got Pooh Sims that just sent home the paperwork. Now, I read the paperwork. I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat what he did. He cooperated. He was a cooperating witness.
Oh, really?
There's no going around that. Now the world has embraced him. Like when Tekashi came on, we said that. Well, I was betting that people were still going to deal with him, even though it's business. That shit, that street code shit, don't mean nothing no more. It's all about business. Do you think Max is going to feel those same effects, or you think that people accept him so much and we live in a different time now that that's not going to matter?
I think with Max B, as time goes by, the stench and the smell of what he did is going to come back and it's going to haunt him. But right now, people don't care because New York is looking for that number one rapper to be in that number one spot again. We've been out of the loop so long. Niggas don't even care. Niggas just want that hit. They want to be back in their own. New York wants to look and feel good again. We've been neglected for so long. We don't even care no more who gets put in position. And that's what's going on right now, because the truth of the matter is too many quote unquote real niggas overlooking what this nigga did. What he did was disgusting. That's his brother.
Now, Wack sent me the paperwork earlier. Now, I saw it, but Wack sent me the whole PDF file. Now, it claims that Max B snitched and put up some paperwork. Max denies these allegations, of course. Now, have y'all seen the paperwork? And what are your thoughts? In your opinion, did Max tell based on some of the statements made in that paperwork?
He told. There ain't no getting around it. He told. Bottom line to it, he told. He's seen a chance for him to get freedom. And he said, I'm not staying in jail with this nigga. Now, the question is, how many niggas would know that they'll be able to come home, stand next to French Montana and be on top of the world that's going to sit in the jail cell? The truth of the matter is, his brother Pooh Sims should have just said, you know what? Go ahead, just take care of me. Go ahead, just take care of me because I know you're going to do it anyway. Take care of me. Now he done made an enemy. So now he's sitting up in jail and he going to be broke till he die.
Now, whatever they went through, it's always a ulterior motive, because if Pooh Sims felt the way he felt, why are we only hearing of this 20 years later? I mean, it's not saying that the paperwork hadn't been floating around, but now that she's been caught fire, why we heard of it? And
I really feel like I could explain that, man. It's like, man, covering these street cases, it's like some niggas is solid and some niggas is not. It don't matter if it's your brother. It don't matter if it's a nigga you was in first grade with and then y'all 40 years old. It don't matter if it's a nigga that you met yesterday. If you doing certain kind of shit, like you gotta know what you signing up for, no matter who you signing up, because for Max B to cut a deal, and he the nigga that sent like allegedly set the whole shit up in play.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And as far as like if he snitched, I don't really know too many niggas that got 70 years that's not on a drug case, that got underlying factors that change in their case, that get it cut from 70 years to 20 years. Yeah, and he come home like, well, I did it 20. Like, you get credit for serving it 20, but you left niggas,
that 20?
Send niggas down the road. You send niggas down the road. Yeah.
What you think, Oz?
Listen, at the end of the day, that nigga waking up in hotels, traveling all throughout the country, doing shows,
eating smoked duck.
He's in the presence of royalty, which is French wife. Who is going to stay in jail smoking K2 when they can come home to all of this? Who?
Ain't nobody
gonna stay in jail when a nigga know that he could come home and legally live better than he's ever lived in his whole life. The nigga went to jail for doing a stick up. He was a broke bum. He came home to his best life ever. Who's not gonna tell?
Yeah. That's a whole fact. Yeah. Now, Hodge, what you think about? You see 21 Savage got this beef. Well, not a beef, but he had this interaction back and forth with Fabio Foreign over over the whole F the Streets movement. Now it seems like they pumping the whole New York versus Atlanta beef. Everybody in New York got family in Atlanta. Most of the people in Atlanta got family in New York. We got Queens Day weekend. We got New York weekend. I don't like the fact that they trying to turn this into a New York versus Atlanta thing when this is a one individual with an issue with one other individual. They ain't going to be the ones crashing out. It's going to be some guys under them, some youngsters trying to get in their favor or just crashing out behind this dumb shit. I don't like the fact that I ain't seen nobody really put no water on this shit. I got family in Atlanta. My father from Atlanta. I got a million cousins here. They know I'm from New York, but they treat me. They don't. You know what I'm saying? There's no strife. There's no issue. There's no cross between. I got a lot of partners that's born and raised here in Atlanta. They ain't got no smoke with New York. So I don't understand how the media and how these motherfuckers is letting this shit try to be some East Coast, West Coast shit. When niggas from New York love Atlanta and the folks that I'm around in Atlanta love New York. Now, what's your thought on them trying to spin this into some whole other shit that's going to get a lot of other motherfuckers hurt and not them because they put up?
Well, you got to understand, son, they doing the devil's work. I mean, the FBI's work. When you sit back and you analyze the whole, drop your flag challenge, which started with Hocus for Fifth, and now you got these COINTELPRO rappers, these undercover rappers that's throwing out smokescreen to try to rob from the movement. The Drop Your Flag movement was one of the biggest, most powerful movements that we could possibly have, and it's dope that Hocus was on the forefront of that. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to drown him out and use the celebrities to drown him out, and then use the celebrities to also plant seeds of evil in these young boys' minds so that they could stay in the streets, so they could stay in gangs. You know how many kids drop out of school because they scared to death to go to school because the gangs is making it uncomfortable on the way to school and the way from school. So now this kid got to come home to his parents and get an ass whooping. He gets spanked by his parents or ridiculed by his parents because he's failing in school because he can't function when there's niggas in a goddamn hallway with knives. And then you have a nigga like Hocus for Fifth that comes along and say, hey, I'm going to make a way for you to drop your flag. It's okay to get away from the gangs. You think the FBI want that? They give you more crime. They give you more time in jail for being affiliated with a gang. It's called RICO.
More than that, it ain't even like I just did an interview with a dude from Cleveland that they labeled the leader of the Heartless Felons. He was on first 48 for a murder. He ended up getting 99 years. They gave him more years on the gang enhancements than they did on the murder charge. He in Florida somewhere. He ain't even in. It's like he got a state case, but that motherfucker in Florida, his family can't even visit him. So, like, definitely not only did like in jail, you don't even got to be in jail for them to enhance you on them charges and shit like that. And the fuck the streets movement is really touchy because a lot of people, a majority, well, I ain't really gonna say no names, but a lot of people in certain situations are claiming that because it's convenient for them right now. It has a lot to do with with some. So I'm gonna put it like this: some rappers are going to YouTube to revitalize what they got going on in the music side, and some people are saying fuck the streets maybe to set up certain alliances because now some of the hottest rappers are implicated in ratting. So once you rap about fuck snitches and people that don't cooperate your whole career, then you get to a point where it kind of stall out. It might get convenient to go to change that narrative because you can then align with the people that you spoke out against your entire career. That's kind of how I feel about certain people with that narrative. And yeah, and the New York to Atlanta thing is, yeah, niggas getting caught up in smoke screens. And like, yeah, Fabio put up a smoke screen for specifically for 21. It was specifically for 21 Savage. One day before he was posting pictures of Lotto, I guess that was him and her and 21 Savage. And then the next day he came with the other thing. And yeah. It's we in a time where people go on the internet and it's easy to pick sides. Like if they want to We do the East Coast West Coast beef or some shit like that. It's crazy.
So yo, anything you want to add in closing, Haas? Anything you want to add or?
No, I just want to tell the people out there that we got to get out of this competitive mode and start joining forces, because if we don't join forces, the window of opportunity is closing. Like we literally got a little bit of time before AI, artificial intelligence, take over. If we don't get rich right now, we're gonna die poor.
I mean, it was entertaining. It was entertaining just tapping in, man.
No
Yeah, tapping
question,
with
no
family,
question.
because that's the most important thing, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And yeah,
Will do,
personally,
man.
me
I
coming
just
behind y'all, man, I appreciate both of y'all, because without both of y'all, man, what I'm doing now to feed my family would be possible, man. So we're gonna fight whatever you two got going on, and it might take us just kind of getting together, doing stuff like this. Yeah, so it'd be good to get Wack on there. So set that up, Timbo.
yeah. I just sent him the joint. I'm just seeing how fast he's gonna take to jump in. But I just said I'm just
Yeah.
gonna let him touch on that Max B thing. I could just add that. Haas, you got any words for Wack because you're not gonna be here? You want to holler at him or anything?
Nah, just listen. We got to keep winning. That's it. We got to stay. We got to keep winning, because at the end of the day, everybody can't be poor and everybody can't be at the bottom. We got to. The only thing I would say is we can't suppress each other and keep other niggas from climbing to the top. That's all.
With it, man.
Wack, what it do, Wack?
OG.
Shit, nothing much.
Wack, you said the East Coast. You said that we selected politics when it come to Max.
Hey, bro, I hate to say it, this division of the East right now. Hey, look, bro, I don't argue with no nigga. The paperwork is the paperwork.
You said start at page 8. I got a page 8 right here. I got page 8 right here. Now look, work is the work, bro. Ain't no personal.
Work is the work,
work is the work, bro.
I don't. That's the crazy. We don't hold no punches out here. It was work in front of us, but it seemed to me like
here we go.
If a dude from the West Coast or the South or Midwest, and they read some work, and it's on a dude that's because he's from New York. They hating on New York. No, that's that individual. And this individual, they kind of manipulate and trick y'all whole backyard.
Yeah, now point that nigga out.
Y'all got real niggas who did it the right way, who come home to science.
Right.
This dude came home to a homecoming, this, that, and other, and the nigga got his brother in there caught up. Now remember, Pooh Sims sent me this work. He emailed me this work.
Right.
He said the niggas in New York won't give him a voice. He a New York nigga. That's crazy. So he sent me the work. This work and says he can never go back on appeal because now Max B, when he went back down there, told them people Pooh Sims A, took a firearm, B, told him that if they had a firearm, he will use his and shoot to kill, C, pulled the trigger and killed the man. It's in the work. So now, if Max B try to file an appeal, they didn't have that type of information when he was in trial. Now they got his Cody half brother, who 8 years into the sentence, gave him this information to get his time reduction from 75 to 20. It's in the work.
So that's where the shit come at.
I got
that's
the
where
work.
the shit
all that he said, I got the time reduction because it was a conflict of interest. Well, I had an entertainment attorney and all that bullshit is right there in the work. It got so ugly in his work. When the judge asked him, which one of the attorneys you want me to give your files to, we're not going to keep them. Max B said on the record, burn them.
Damn.
You can read that right there.
What page is that? Is that page 8?
8, start at 8. That's when he get on the stand.
I see it. I see it. Charlie Wingate defended sworn to court. Thank you, Mr. Wingate.
It's crazy because he tried to portray that shit like, well, how I'm a snitch on somebody after the case has been settled and all that shit. And like,
where Crown TV at when we need him? Your Crown, where you at, man? Come on back out, man.
Damn sure try to set up the narrative. Yeah.
But Wack, people just gonna say, Wack, this is you. This is just the East Coast giving you a chance.
Wack coming with
to talk down on the East Coast.
Sims is from New York.
Right.
He called my phone from a New Jersey prison. If you go to the underscore 100 show, you will see I took a screenshot of the email he sent me with the work. I didn't go looking for this work.
Okay. When you know Wack the whole punches on some work or something like that. He ain't coming out for no shit.
Especially with it being a nigga from New York that got a little bit of celebrity. You know, Wack live for this, man. Wack, this is shit, man.
Man, that shit smell fishy though, man. Even if you a real nigga from New York, you know that shit smell fishy, man. And nigga ain't nobody coming home from 70 years.
Read that shit. If you read that, it's gonna be a quick read.
I'm reading it. I see it. I'm reading it. I see it.
Ain't nobody coming home from 70 years.
Yeah. It's so much to read, though. I'm like, man, that's gonna be a whole. It's a lot of.
Real quick.
You got a robbery, murder.
It's like 10 pages, but it's the judge saying. So you're saying that your stepbrother did this? Yes. You're saying he had a gun? Yes. Like he's answering. You're saying he knew he was going to pull a robbery on these people because they had money? Yes.
Who coming home from a 70-year sentence that ain't on a drug conviction without the new drug laws and all of that kind of shit? You don't come home from 70 years to 20 years on a robbery, murder, on just a parameter or some shit like that. Something happened after you've been convicted to the time. I never seen all the gangster cases I done covered, I never seen no shit like that happen ever. Without a new witness coming out saying this shit wasn't right or something like that. This shit just magically.
The new witness was him.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know what that's what the work looked like. It's saying.
But to be
info, go ahead,
to be truthful, this era, that shit don't really matter. We seen motherfuckers come home that cooperated. We seen them business as usual. That shit don't really hold no. Oh wait, that's us. I guess that's us old niggas trying to hold these niggas to our morals and principles. But
you right,
Nuts got a whole nother way of thinking.
Yeah, but that dude like 47.
I'm just saying the audience that he's appealing to.
Yeah.
He ain't trying to appeal to no 47-year-old nigga. He want to appeal to the niggas that's buying music.
Hey, listen, you gonna read the work info?
I'm gonna read the work. You got time? We starting at 8.
I'm waiting.
Sure.
Okay, look, we're gonna go to page 8, man. We're gonna go to page 8.
Let's page 8. I'm damn sure, man.
Go
Pop,
where
you got it, right? Pop, pull it up. Pop, you got it? It says,
I got it.
Charlie defendant sworn to court. Thank you, Mr. Now I have a couple of questions I want to ask you. I'm sure Miss Latorica will follow up. Do or die by the court, whatever that means. How old are you, first off? 38 years old. You don't have to. I know your voice projects. You don't have, I guess they say you don't have to yell, your voice projects. And where were you born? New York City, New York. And your current level of education, he said high school. I finished, I have a GED now. All right, now you filed this PCR, the post-conviction relief application to overturn your conviction, the jury verdict, which the appellate division has affirmed. You've had enough time, have you, with Miss Latorica to go over this arrangement. Now, this plea that we're doing today, yes, sir. All right, now we on page 9. Now, with the understanding that all the other charges are vacated, are you going to be pleading guilty to this one charge as amended or to aggravated manslaughter? Yes,
Judge.
That was the judge, yeah. Are you doing that voluntarily? Yes. Anybody forcing you, threatening you, or twisting your arm to make you take a plea? No, sir. Okay. Now you are. I have to ask this question. I know it's possible. It's a possibility, a certainty, not true. But are you taking any medication or any other substances that can affect your ability to understand what's happening and to make reasonable, rational decisions today? No, sir. Okay. Now you filled out that this plea form, which includes dismissing all other charges, which we just did, and the sentence now that's recommended is 20 with 85% NERA. You understand that? Yes. Of course, you're going to get credit for every day that you've been in jail or in prison. Whether you've been incarcerated, you get that credit against. You understand that? Yes, Judge. Now, that you also understand that when you do get out, you're going to be subject to parole supervision for an additional 5 years. Yes. And if you violate the terms of parole supervision, even if you spend all 20 years in jail and prison, you could spend an additional 5 years for violating these terms. Do you understand that? Yes. Yo, Pop, you want to pick up after this on page 12?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, is that your signature on the last page, which is the parole supervision page? Yes. As well as page 5? Yes. Did you read the plea form before you answered it? I did. Did you go over it with Ms. Latorica or Mr. Bruno? I did. And you can pick up from right there. That's 12, Pop.
All right. All right. And were the answers that you provided truthful to the best of your knowledge? Yes. All right. Do you have questions for me before I take a factual basis for your plea? No, Judge. Not at the moment. Are you satisfied with Ms. Latorica's and the Bruno firms representing you throughout these proceedings? Yes. Okay. The court counsel, Ms. Latorica. Judge, thank you. By Ms. Latorica. Charlie, I'm going to ask you some questions about this offense that you're pleading guilty to, that it alleges that on September the 22nd, 2006, in the borough of Fort Lee, here in Bergen County, that you did commit aggravated murder against one David Taylor. Do you understand what the charge is? Yes. I have explained to you what aggravated manslaughter means. Yes.
I'm assuming this shit about to get crazy, huh?
Right fucking now.
It's about to get crazy. Go ahead.
Because the wild shit I heard Max be like, well, ask my lawyer, Bruno. We about to see what Bruno, we don't even got to ask him. We got to work. All right. Have I explained to you how law regarding accomplice liability and conspiracy works? Some whole wild shit. You have to say yes or no. Yes. All right. And do you understand that? Yes. All right. So now I'm going to ask you some questions about this offense. First, I'm going to have you go back to the day before that, September the 21st, 2006. On or about that day, did you have a conversation with on or that day, did you have a conversation with two of the other people that you're charged with in this indictment? Gina Marie Conway and Kelvin Leardham, which is who we know is Pooh Sims. Yeah, I did. All right. And I want to focus for a moment. Kevin Leardham is your half brother. Is that correct? Yes. All right. And did you and Mr. Leardham in particular have an agreement that Mr. Leardham was going to go over to the state of New Jersey because you were in New York? Is that correct? Yes. I'm just going to call him Pooh Sims at this point. Pooh Sims was going over to the state of New Jersey, and was he going to, what did he say? And he was going to be along with Gina Conway. They were going to try to steal money from a couple of individuals. Yes. All right. Now the individuals we're talking about, David Taylor and our Flounder. Is that correct? Yes. I mean, we got to go any more while we can tell it, but I think it's going to get more interesting. Let's just keep going.
Hey, bro.
Yeah. All right. And you've indicated to me that back in September of 2016, it was your understanding that these two men, David Taylor and Alan Flounden, would routinely have with them in their possession large amounts of cash. Is that your understanding? Yes. All right. And it is the reason why these two individuals were specifically targeted for theft by yourself, Pooh Sims, and they called him Mr. Conway, but yes. All right. Now you also explained to me that because these two men routinely had in their possession large amounts of cash, it was your thinking that one or both of them might also carry a gun, right? Yes. All right. So you and Mr. Leardham conspired that Mr. Leardham would go to New Jersey to try to steal money from these men. You had that in your head that one or both of these guys might have a gun. Is that correct? Yes. And there's what that's
Pop, let me stop you real quick. So yo, Wack, you saying with all these emissions, with the emissions that
keep going. He about to label finger poo films as the shooter was going to shoot. Keep going.
Shit, he already like
keep going.
Yeah, let me see. And there was a fact of conversation between yourself and your brother about
Wack,
your brother.
I'm trying to cut it, man. Let the people go read it, man. This nigga
see, that's
keep going. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, bringing with him a gun in the event of one or both of these intended victims had guns themselves. Did you, in fact, talk about that? Yes. All right. And was it your understanding that Kelvin was going to have a handgun with him? We went over to New Jersey along with Gina Conway to try to steal the money? Yes. Now you also understand you have to explain to me that although there was a plan to shoot either man, what did he say? Hold up. Now you also understood you have explained to me that although there was no plan to shoot either of these men, that if there was a confrontation between armed people, you know your brother would use that gun if he had to. Is that correct? Yes.
Yes. Keep going.
Damn.
Keep going. It get worse.
Yeah,
what page you on, Pop?
I'm on page. Hold up. I just got to page 15 at the top.
Keep going.
Right at the top.
Keep going.
And it was also understood by you that if your brother did in fact use that gun against one or both these men, they'd probably be killed. Is that right? Yes. And it turned out your brother did, in fact, in the course of trying to steal the money from David Taylor, use the gun against him. Is that correct? Man, that nigga only got yeses on this motherfucking paper, man. It's like the yes, you know how the transcript is where the motherfucking yes just line straight up down them fucking like
don't that kill his chance for an appeal?
Well, it kills. So based on how it is when I cover these cases, how Wack is explaining it, it kills his chance. It doesn't kill his chance on appeal because he can still go and file he might could file an appeal, but they got no evidence against him with his co-defendant. He ain't gonna. He could file it, but
let me tell you what's ugly about that, bro. If he tried it, the new evidence, they may get a nigga a death penalty of 500 years because they didn't have this shit beforehand.
So he could file an appeal, but it might cause him to get retried, and the evidence now is worse than. So it's like a street double jeopardy to where you can't file the appeal because they got more evidence on you than they had when they convicted you in the first place. So how are you going to beat an appeal like that? And when you run the risk of they might charge you again, your hands is literally tied. Your hands is literally tied. And it's looking.
His co-defendant implicated him with evidence that they didn't have in the first trial. So when he tried for an appeal, he could fuck around to get resentenced. He fuck around and get more time. That's what you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah, and I don't even give a fuck if this. Yeah, that's exactly what you're explaining, right, Wack? If he go to try to file this shit on appeal, because they're not saying he can't file it on appeal, but if he go to try to file it on appeal, they might, charge him with the new evidence. Yeah. They'll give you appeal just to give you your case over again and convict you with the more heavier evidence. So it's crazy. It's just smelly around Max B because it's not only this paperwork. They had his co-defendant on Vlad saying he told him where she was at.
Well, there you have it, man. The paperwork is out. I'm pretty sure they done covered it on the 100 side over there on Clubhouse and all that. I hate for it to be Wack because Wack get a kick out of this bullshit. He know that I know. He get a kick out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? But the same shit that's going on, this shit ain't bound to no coast. This niggas doing that everywhere. East Coast, West Coast, up, north, down, south. All right, Wack. Well, you just fucked up. We try to make America wavy again. You done mashed down on homeboy, man. Fuck that whole bop up for a minute, man. But it's all right, man. We're gonna shake back, man. We be all right, man.
Damn sure put a wrinkle in the game.
Ah, man, it's nasty work, man. But yo, shout out Pooh Sims, man, and you know them guys in that situation. It's a tough situation, man. And they should have never put themselves in that situation from the begin with. But you never know people's circumstances, man, and what make people do what they do, man. That's what make us. That's what make us human, man. You know what I mean? So look, I ain't gonna hold you up no longer, Pop. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you, Turbo, for the opportunity, my boy.
There you have it, people.